Oh my goodness, look, my hair keeps popping out. Hello, I'm Eloise and this is my channel, and for today's video we are turning into Cleopatra. I did this look last year but I didn't film it. I just did it for my Instagram because I had to dress up for work, and I thought I would just recreate it. So let's have a little look if I can find it actually. Oh my goodness, it was the year before, 2 years ago I did it. So I'm gonna have to search even further back. Let's have a little looky. Here she is. So this was my Cleopatra look 2 years ago. Yeah, 2017. And I have always really loved this look. And I've just done it a little bit more Egyptian-y this year, especially with the hair. I've made an effort with the hair, the headdress. Yeah, I kind of feel more like Cleopatra this year. 2 years ago I just scraped my hair back in a low bun and hoped for the best. Obviously I wasn't going to wear a black wig to work, but yeah, I've really enjoyed creating this look. This is probably like the most, I want to say, easy look to achieve out of my 5 Halloween looks. Yeah, I'm going to say it's the easiest one because it's literally just a cut crease with a couple of lines on my face and a wig. But yeah, I am doing 5 Halloween looks this week. I don't know what number this is going to be, but the rest will be linked down below, and stay tuned for the next few as well. If you're interested in seeing how I got this Cleopatra look, then make sure you keep on watching. But before you do, make sure you give this video a huge thumbs up, subscribe and all that jazz, and let's crack on! Righty ho, let's go! So to start off with, I'm going to be using the MAC Paint Pot in Laying Low. Completely got the wrong colour, so annoying, but I'm gonna have to use it up anyway. I am using this because I wanted to give it a go, because my eyeshadow primer by Urban Decay in the shade Enigma has almost run out, so I'm just testing other things, and if all else fails, at least it means I preserved that eyeshadow primer for a bit longer. So I'm just patting that all over. As you can see, it's way too dark. However, I do like the salmon undertone because I get a really dark purpley spot in that inner corner. So, and look, I've actually done my nails for once. This product was a recommendation from Gord George when I went to his masterclass, and what he did was pop that all over and then highlight underneath the brow bone with a lighter concealer. So that's how I kind of get away with this colour. Actually, I'm just going to put a little bit more up here because as you can see, I bring it up quite high. And then I just take my L'Oreal Infallible concealer in the shade Cashmere just to highlight. I'm going to take a Zoeva 226 just to carve out underneath my brow. And I find that makes my brows look a little bit neater, even though I do them really, really bushy. And plus I'm super lazy and haven't plucked my eyebrows in about a month. So this just helps me clean them up a little bit. And I don't go all the way to the front because when I carve that out, I feel like it looks a bit weird. Okay, and then I just pat that in. Perfect. Right, let's start off with, I am going to be going for the Jaclyn Hill and the 39A palette. I'm just using the 39A for a dark navy blue. And then I use the, oh, I'm doing lots of Morphe today actually. Also a Jaclyn Hill Armed and Gorgeous palette just for this yellow gold. And also, one more, I'm going to be using the Kaleidoscope palette by Urban Decay in collaboration with Crease and Leanne. So I'm just using that Transformer shade. I've used that shade so many times in different tutorials, so it's one of my favourites. Okay, so with a Sosu X Kaylee brush, the SK04, I'm going to be taking a mixture of a navy blue, a matte navy blue from the 39A, and the black. And all I'm going to do is create my shape. So I'm just going to ever so slightly tilt my head back so I can see. Can you see where my fold is? I'm just going slightly above that, and I'm sort of just copying the shape of my eye. It doesn't matter if you get it on the lid because we're going to carve that out anyway. I'm just following my crease, and then once we get to about here, we're going to flick it upwards. Just making sure that everything is even. It's so difficult doing one eye at a time because everything, now that everything's like all finished on this side, it's so difficult to tell whether everything's even. Whereas when you'll actually be doing it on yourself, if you recreate this look, of course, you will be doing each step at a time, so it's easier to see if it's all perfect. Basically, you want that flick to sort of go in line with as if you were going to have a wing liner. So following on from the lower lash line going upwards, that's kind of the shape that you want to go in. And now I'm just deepening up this initial shape. Now I'm going to take the matte turquoise that is in the Jaclyn Hill palette on a Zoeva 231, and I'm just going to fluff in that inner corner. In primary school, studying the Egyptians and history was one of my favourite topics. I just found it so interesting. Like, how on earth did they manage to make those pyramids? Like, isn't that crazy? Now I'm going to go in with a Zoeva 227, and I'm going to take this chocolatey brown in the Jaclyn Hill palette, tap off a bit of that excess, and just go more towards that outer corner and the rest of that cut crease. I'm keeping that still quite close to that navy blue, and then we can go for a lighter colour upwards, so we're doing the reverse blend technique. Okay, I'm dusting off that excess on the back of my hand, and I'm just going to take these lighter brown colours, tapping off the excess, and then just going around the edge just to make sure everything's nice and seamless. And then I'm just going to help blend that blue out and just extend it a little bit further. Just keep on going backwards and forwards with the darker and the lighter colours until you're satisfied. Now that that's been carved with concealer, you've still got this slight highlight, so it really does lift that brow. So now I'm going to go in with a tiny little blender. This is a Sosu X Kaylee SK03, and I'm going to be taking a mixture of that navy blue and the black again, just to really help deepen up that crease line. So when we cut the crease, we want that to be the darkest point, so it looks really defined. Okay, now that I'm happy with the depth of that cut crease, I'm going to be taking that L'Oreal concealer again, and this Zoeva 233 brush, so it's super flat, and when you put product in it, you can get it even flatter. So you can really manipulate the shape of it, so you can see how super thin that is. Okay, now for the tricky bit. So I'm just going to tilt my head back and just stamp in where I think my cut crease is going to go, and make sure to look forward just to see if I can still see it when my eyes are open, because we don't want any of that shimmer to transfer into the matte crease, because that's when it looks really messy. So when I look forward, you can still see the edge of that concealer. That's exactly how high we want to go. And then I'm just going to use the shape of the brush just to make my cut crease. So you're basically just neatening up that line. And every time you pick new concealer up, make sure, hopefully you can see, make sure to get that blue off and then pick up more concealer so that it doesn't mix with it, and then you get a much sharper crease. Okay, so we've got our shape. I find it so much easier when my eyes are open when I'm doing this outer section, so that I can really see what I'm doing, because if my eyes closed, you do have a bit more of a distorted vision. So yeah, keep your eyes open. So I've got my cut crease. It's not the neatest just here, but because we're going to be doing that glitter line, that's going to clean it up anyway. So I'm just going to go over with my finger just to make sure there's not too much product on there. Because if you put a shimmer on when you've got too much concealer on there, it can mix in and go a bit flaky. Just going to quickly make that inner corner a bit more here rather than here, because I want to get a little bit of that gold underneath the eye. It will make sense later. Okay, so now with just like a dense flattish brush, I'm going to be taking that coin shade from the Jaclyn Hill palette, which is this beautiful yellow gold. I'm going to really load my brush up with that and pack it all over. Hopefully you can't hear my mum's hairdryer in the background, but I'm going to be using a much smaller brush just to get right close to the edges, so don't worry about that. I just want to pack on the most amount of pigment that I can right now. And you can see how beautiful that colour is. And I'm not being too fussed about this edge because we're going to clean up with concealer anyway. Okay, now with this Sosu Kaylee SK06, I'm going to grab that shade again and just get really close to that cut crease. Okay, now I'm going to take an SK07. I'm literally using all So Soon Kaylee brushes right now, sorry. But just a tiny little thin brush, and I'm just going to redefine that crease using the black. Can you see it just makes it so much more sharp? Okay, now going for the K Heavy Metal Glitter in the shade Midnight Cowboy. I am going to define that crease again with a little bit of glitter. Oh, that looks so good. Okay, now for the wing. Pray to God that I can do it. I'm just so not a fan of wings, and I don't know why I keep putting them on my videos. Okay, I'm not going to be able to talk through this, so just watch me. Okay, so I'm not too fussed about what this wing looks like because I'm going to clean it up with a makeup wipe, and that is why it's so handy doing your eyes first, because if you cock your wing up you can fix it within a flash. Bringing that up super high to the temples. Okay, while that lash is drying, let's do our inner corner, because you can see there's a slight iridescence on this side. And I've just taken the shade Leo from the Christian K Kaleidoscope palette. I'm just taking a little small fluffy brush, and it's really important that you wait until that glitter has dried, because otherwise you're screwed, because it's going to go everywhere. And I'm also going to put it on my brow bone as well. I thought it looked so pretty. Okay, so I'm going to finish the rest of my skin off and come back and we can do the under eyes together. Okay, so I've done my base. Don't know how I feel about this inner corner flick, but I'm going to roll with it. So I'm going to take the navy blue and the black again, and I'm just going to run that underneath my lashes. And then with that SK06 brush, that little detailed one, I'm just taking off the gold and just picking up the black on its own. And I just sort of trace, and you can clean up that edge in a minute with the gold. I'm just tracing where that crease would naturally go. And then I'm just opening up that inner corner, hopefully it matches. That's the hardest bit. That's as even as it's gonna get, I'm afraid, guys. Okay, so now for the gold. So I'm gonna clean off the black on that brush again, because this is the perfect brush for both these bits of the makeup, which is annoying. But anyway, I'm gonna take coin, and I'm just gonna pop it right in here. Now for some waterline action, we're gonna go for Zero by Urban Decay. And then I'm taking my Makeup Revolution Modern Renaissance pen and doing an inner corner flick. Would this flick ruin it? I feel like it might make it. Let's do it. Okay, oh, I'm scared. Do we do it? Yes, let's do it. So I'm just gonna get off a reference. Okay, so it goes, forgot to breathe then. Okay, so I am going to do my eyebrows off camera, and then I'm going to come back and we'll do the lips. So I'm going to use the Urban Decay lip liner in Naked 2. I actually wanted it a little bit nuder than that, so I'm going to go in with a Jeffree Star I'm Nude liquid lipstick. Yeah, nice. Okay, so I'm gonna go put my wig on. I hope it doesn't look like trash. But when it came and I saw it, I was like, oh my God, Amazon, you've done me so wrong. But hopefully I've managed to salvage it. How hilarious do I look? Oh my God, this is so makeshift, it's unreal. So I bought this wig from Amazon, from Smithy's, and it was meant to be like dead straight, like Velma Kelly vibes from Chicago, and it turns up like this. Like, what the hell? Why is it so flicky? So anyway, I bought some gold rope string from the range, and also some gold little string thing as well, that I have just really poorly wrapped around this wig. Look, this one's already coming undone. Just to sort of make it look a little bit more Egyptian. I don't know what I'm trying to do, but yeah, gold is the Egyptian way, you know? So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you recreate this look, hopefully with a better wig, then make sure you tag me on Instagram. My handle is @EloiseMayMUA. I would love to see all your recreations. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, then make sure you give it a huge thumbs up, subscribe and all that jazz. I'm Eloise, this is my channel, and I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Can't take myself serious.